Senate Bill 1547 relating to licensed behavioral health and wellness practitioners, prescribing an effective date.
Pass to the calendar. Third reading of Senate measures. Clerk will please read the first bill.
Senate Concurrent Resolution 204, honoring the Association of Oregon Counties on the 120th anniversary of its founding.
With our opening on the carry, I recognize Senator Sollman.
President, colleagues, what an honor to have our county commissioners from across Oregon here today. Special shout out to the Washington County commissioners that have joined us from my district, that represent my district proudly. And while I have not personally served as a county commissioner, as some of my colleagues have, I deeply appreciate and support the vital role that our county partners play in delivering essential services to Oregonians. SCR 204 recognizes the broad range of services and functions that county governments provide to our shared constituents. Counties deliver community corrections and operate district attorney offices, sheriff's departments, jails, search and rescue teams, juvenile services, emergency medical services, 911 systems, and emergency management. They own and maintain the largest portion of our state's transportation infrastructure. County surveyors maintain the public land survey system. Counties manage building code permitting and inspection, and county land use departments ensure orderly development while protecting our resource lands. Counties serve as our local public health and local mental health authorities. They run community developmental disabilities programs and house county veteran services offices. County assessment and taxation offices form the bedrock of our property tax system, assessing, collecting, and distributing revenue on behalf of all local governments. All elections are administered through our county clerk offices, and county courthouse facilities are shared with our circuit courts. From public works to land use to behavioral health and public safety, our county partners deliver the essential infrastructure and services that keep Oregon thriving. I thank the Association of Oregon Counties and my colleagues for their work on this resolution commemorating the association and the critical role of Oregon's county governments. Colleagues, I urge your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Senators. Is there discussion? Recognize Senator David Brocksmith.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, I too rise in support of SCR 204, recognizing the 120th anniversary of the Association of Oregon Counties. I appreciate Senator Sollman in her opening. I almost missed the opportunity because I saw it was a duel, but Senator Nash is providing the closing. Colleagues, as a former county commissioner, I want to just bring a little more context to how counties provide the shared services that we all bring forward through legislation. So there's a list that AOC puts out that reminds us. And so under governance, revenue, and economic development, state-provided services are only administrative services, contracting and procurement on this list. State-county shared services, where we always talk about unfunded mandates and we pass legislation here, but we rely on our counties as our partners. Just in this section, county courthouses, county fairs, economic development, elections, extension services, fees, finance and investment, insurance and liability, labor relations, PERS, public records and management, revenue and taxation is the state-county shared services. But then counties provide on their own also administrative services, county libraries, county museums, county service districts, county governance, and of course document recording that we all rely on. Under public safety and veterans, state-provided services, appellate courts, Department of Justice, state police, state prisons, but however, under the shared county services, community corrections, county law libraries, court security, district attorney services, drug policy, emergency services, juvenile services, marine patrol services, medical examiner, trial and specialty courts, veteran services, And then counties then provide again for all of us and our constituents on their own: animal control, county jails, justice courts, search and rescue, sheriff's patrol. Same with natural resources, transportation, community development, health and human services. The dark green, colleagues, on this list is the state county shared services. So I just bring this up as we remember the 120 years of work that we have done together, that as we move forward with legislation in this building, that we recognize that it's the counties that are bearing a lot of the burden, and yet we don't have, and a lot of times, give those counties the resources to follow through with what we're legislating them to do. If you think of in a lot of instances, counties say, well, they have their own tax base, they have their own resources. Well, when you think about Curry County, colleagues, where I was fortunate to be a commissioner, it's 1,648 square miles. 66% of that land is federally owned. There's nothing we can do about it. We fight wildfire on it because of the lack of management. We use those services to do, county services to do that. 22% is private timber, you can't build. 7% is farm, you can't. By goodness, we try to get a little carve out for another secondary home on that. My goodness, everybody comes out of the woodwork. 1% state. So then it only leaves 4% of economically developable land. And so if you want us to, we couldn't even raise the taxes enough to fund the services without the resources that are supposed to be coming in from those Forest Service dollars and ONC dollars, which I want to commend the Association of ONC Counties for their work in getting that new change, the 75%, and appreciate our congressional delegation for their assistance. So a big shout out to there's a few of us that have served, myself, Senator Nash, Senator Golden, former county commissioners in the Senate, Representative Owens, Representative Boyce, former county commissioners in the House. And I want to give a shout out again to, of course, Curry County Commissioners Hollinger, who's here, Commissioner Trost, Commissioner Coker for their great work in Curry County, Commissioner Farmer, Commissioner Taylor, Commissioner Sweet from Coos counties, and Commissioner Freeman, Commissioner Boyce, Commissioner Kress for Douglas County. It's an honor to work for our constituents in Curry, Coos, and Douglas counties, Southwest Oregon's Fish Farm and Forestry District, because that's what it is. That's why I wear the battle badges that I do, to remind everyone that I talk to the differences that it is in Southwest Oregon to get the work done, but the partnerships that are needed today, especially with our county commissioners, to do the work of the Oregon State Legislature and the shared services with our counties for our mutual constituents. Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you for the yield.
Thank you, and thank you to Senator Linthicum for yielding your time. Continuing under discussion, Commissioner Emeriti, Senator Jeff Golden.
Thank you for that high recognition, Mr. President. Based on my 4 years in the Jackson County Courthouse, I really want to second and appreciate the comments of the previous speaker that helped clarify the importance of the partnership between what we do and what county governments do. It's hard to overstate, and he did a pretty good job enumerating it. And I really want to underscore the point that the good senator made about the effect of unfunded mandates on counties. Some of those are very obvious. You know, we see a bill that clearly will have a fiscal impact on counties and try to stay away from them most of the time. But there are other things that we do here that impose obligations, financial or otherwise, on counties that in my judgment we're not always careful enough about. I have had more than one occasion in my time here to vote against legislation that I thought was pretty sound policy because I didn't think it sufficiently factored in the impact on counties. And counties, for a variety of reasons, some of them similar to ours, are in situations of severe financial challenge. So I would just suggest that we make sure that we take that lens to future legislation. What are the impact on counties that are often really skating on the edge And if they fall off that edge, we will all share in the problems and discomfort. And finally, I just want to again congratulate the Association of Oregon Counties. I'm not sure, you understand this right away if you attend meetings as a commissioner, but as you know, our respective county boards don't speak with one voice. They have some pretty different views on a lot of important issues. And as a result, you know, there are a lot of issues where AOC doesn't weigh in an official capacity because there's too much dissension in the ranks. But I'm sometimes surprised at the strong voice they have, overcoming, I'm sure, internal differences to give us the county perspective. I think that's a talent, a real skill. I wonder if they have staff people who could maybe help us in this chamber come closer on issues. So it's amazing work they do. The work that counties do is underappreciated. It is in direct partnership with us. We cannot manage the state of Oregon without strong counties, and I really hope we keep that in mind when we see certain bills with possibly unforeseen impacts on counties and especially their resources going forward. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator. Seeing no additional members in the queue, Senator Nash with your closing.
Thank you, Mr. President and colleagues. I'm reminded from this chamber, looking up here at the date February 14th, 1859, counties were before the state of Oregon. And as I look around the chamber at the names, I see Chief Joseph and the Nez Perce Band. Wallowa County is named after the way that they fished. I see Lane. I see Harney. I see Jefferson. I see Gillum. And they're represented here by the great leaders that represented this state, and the counties thought enough to name them afterward. 120 years of Association of Oregon Counties and bringing counties together to have a stronger voice, to bring insurance purposes together so that they could be stronger in how they were protected. It all made sense. But for me, as a new county commissioner, coming down to county college, learning how to be a commissioner in the great 2017 class, the best class there ever was, by the way. It was so inspiring. We were nonpartisan. We worked on issues together. I didn't know some of them were Democrats for a long time. And you know who you are. Still some of my best friends. And it was wonderful to be able to work on those policies and have a voice here in this state building. From Wallowa County, 7,400 people, but a large landmass. Harney County, we all had a voice. And we weren't disrespectful to those little tiny counties like Multnomah. We allowed them to have a voice too. It was a wonderful experience, the 8 years that I got to serve as a county commissioner. And even the class of 2019, some of my best friends remain. And it's wonderful to be able to represent 11 different counties within Senate District 29, the most of any Senate district. And I am immensely proud of these guys. The engine that is AOC, the current president, the past presidents, the presidents that are going to be here real soon, you've all represented us really well. And when they come into the building and testify before me, I know the vetting that took place, and I know the angst that the good senator from the Rogue Valley talked about in trying to come to those positions. And it's not easy because we have very diverse views, and this is a very respectful group of each of their counties. The beautiful thing about the Association of Oregon Counties and County Commissioners is I always believed that I came from the best county, and I still do, but each of these commissioners has that level of pride in each of their counties, and they go to the mat for them time and again. They make the long trips over here to Salem because it's meaningful, and they want to have change for their communities. So when they come into your chambers and they talk to you, and they talk to you with that one voice from Association of Oregon Counties, please give them the courtesy of knowing there's 120 of them and there's only 30 of us. And at any time, there could be a mutiny. With that, Mr. President, I thank you for allowing this to be heard here today and for the privilege to be able to represent and close statements here. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Before we draw the question upon third reading and final pass, I just want to make a brief statement. And we had a very exuberant group earlier in celebration of Senator Nash hitting the floor. I know our secretary and parliamentarian would throw a pencil at me if I didn't say that despite our deep appreciation and partnership, the outbursts or applause from anyone is a violation of our Senate chamber decorum rules. But at that time, I will raise the question upon third reading and final adoption of Senate Concurrent Resolution 204, and those are of the opinion that the measure should be adopted will answer aye as their names are called. All those opposed, no, and the clerk will please call the roll.
Golden. Gorsuch. Hayden. Jama. Lieber. Linthicum. Manning. McLean. Meek. Nash. Neron Mislin. Patterson. Pham. Przonski. Reynolds. Robinson. Brock Smith. Sollman. Starr. Taylor. Thatcher. Weber. Anderson. Broadman. Campos. Drazen. Frederick. Gelser-Bluen. Gerard. President Wagner. Excused, Drazen, 29 ayes.
Senate Concurrent Resolution 204, having received a constitutional majority, is declared adopted. And again, I will stress to all of our former county